Hi, I'm out with the etrailer. Today we're going to be talking about the SumoSpring coil springs in our 2025 Toyota Sienna. This is something that's just going to improve your suspension and help it last longer too. And if you do decide to go with it, after watching this video, let us know if it has improved your suspension in either a comment or review. So we got our vehicle lifted up so we get a better look at these springs. So the way this works is they actually go in your regular suspension springs. So what happens is this is going to apply pressure to this, and it's really good at absorbing any type of shock. If you're hitting any bumps on the road, you're making any harsh turns, or if you just have a lot of weight back here, it can take it because it's going to be made out of a microcellular polyurethane. So it's just a little bit better at absorbing all that impact. Now there are going to be a lot of suspension enhancement options out there, but what this one does is going to be something that's going to be maintenance free, and it's just going to improve your ride quality. So if you're planning on taking any longer trips with you and your family, maybe you got a lot of gear in the back of your vehicle, some luggage, or you just have a lot of people with you, that's going to weigh down the back half of your vehicle. This is just going to make sure everything rides at that standard height, making sure we don't have too much sag back here, so it makes that ride that much more enjoyable. So we don't have any SumoSprings on here at the moment, and we do have this loaded up with a little bit under 300 pounds, and it's going to be squatting a little bit. So let's get a measurement to see what that height is. So from the ground to the bottom of the wheel well, let me get it centered up. That's going to be just barely over 30 inches. Your standard ride height is going to be 32 inches, so we're losing about 2 inches there. And that's something you're really going to notice when you're riding around, hitting those bumps, and especially if you have a lot of people in the back of your vehicle, that's going to be a big difference. And with the squatting down that much, it's also going to affect the front side of your vehicle. Let me just get a measurement from the ground to that bottom of the wheel well. That's going to be almost 32.5 inches. So that's going to be a little bit over your ride height. And typically that's not going to be a great thing, because what that's going to do is it's going to raise those headlights, and it's going to blind a lot of people on the road. And the other thing too that is, since we have less weight on the front of your vehicle now, you're going to get less traction with those tires, so it's not going to give you as much control as you had before. So now we have the SumoSprings back in here, so let's see what it's going to be sitting at. So from the ground to that wheel well again, we're going to be sitting at about a little bit over 31 inches. So that drop, instead of being 2 inches, is going to be a little bit under 1 inch. So that's going to make a big difference, especially for the front side. Because if I get this measurement here, this is going to be right back at stock height, so you don't have to worry about your front end raising up on you, making sure everything's nice and stable. Now another option we're going to have that's available for the Sienna is going to be some airbags. Airbags are great because you can change how much lift they're going to give or how much support they give to that suspension, so they're really adaptable. The two cons to them though is they're going to require some maintenance, some upkeep, and the installation is going to be a lot more intensive. These are super quick and easy to get in here, and if you are curious about that, I'll show you how to do it now. So to get started off, I have my vehicle lifted up. Now if you're at home, what you can do is just jack it up, use some jack stands, make sure everything's chocked. Something else that might help you too, since this is a lower vehicle, you might not have that much room. You can try taking off your tire so you have a little bit more room to work with. So what I'm going to do now is just grab a towel, some soapy water, get that nice and wet. I'm going to come over to the coil spring because most likely you're going to have a lot of dirt and grime on it, and I'm just going to clean these off so nothing's going to get in my way. Once that's about all cleared off, looking nice, no debris in the way, I'll come back through with some soapy water and just spray that down. This is going to act as a lubricant, so it's easier to get those springs in here. So I've got the spring now, and you can even spray this down too. You won't be over lubing it, so more is better than not enough. And from here, we're going to make sure we grab the right side for the right part of the spring. So it's going to have a shallow end, and we're going to have a deeper end. That deeper end is going to go on the bottom side. So from here, what you're going to do is try to insert this here, and you can tell this is a little bit of a tight spot. So what I'll do is I'll put it in at an angle. Okay, I'm going to get it underneath there, and I just want one end to get started for me. Push it over like that. And this might take a little bit of time for you, so just be a little patient with it. You'll be able to get this into place. So we got the other side installed, and at this point, this is going to be a good time to take it out for a ride and test out how it's feeling. And that's pretty much all there is to it. If you guys have any more questions, please let us know here at eTrailer. But again, I'm Matt, and thanks for watching.